Sometimes the hardest moments in life don't ask you to be strong. They ask you to be kind. But what if the person in front of you doesn't deserve it? What if choosing kindness feels unfair, even painful? This is the story of a man who chose kindness when it was hardest, and how that one choice changed more lives than he ever imagined. Ravi was an ordinary man living an ordinary life. He worked as a bus driver in a busy city. Long hours, loud streets, endless traffic. Every day looked the same. Wake up early, drive the same route, see the same faces. Some passengers were polite, some were silent, and some were rude for no reason at all. But Ravi had one rule he lived by. No matter how people treat you, treat them with respect. He didn't learn that from books. He learned it from his mother. Ravi believed her, until one particular winter morning, when that belief was tested harder than ever before. She used to say, "Kindness is never wasted, son, even if it comes back late." It was freezing that day. The bus was crowded. People were tired, irritated, and late for work. At one stop, a man stumbled in. He looked messy, unshaven, clothes are worn out. Some passengers immediately frowned. The man searched his pockets again and again. Then he said quietly, I don't have enough fare. I'll pay tomorrow." Before Ravi could respond, passengers started complaining. "Don't let him in. This isn't a charity bus. He's lying." The man lowered his head in shame. Ravi looked at him through the mirror. Their eyes met for a second. And in that moment, Ravi saw something. Not laziness, not dishonesty. He saw helplessness. But still, Ravi hesitated, because rules were rules. If his supervisor found out, he could get into trouble. He already had warnings before. Letting unpaid riders travel could cost him his job. He gripped the steering wheel tightly. His mind was racing. Should I follow the rules, or follow my heart? The bus grew louder with complaints. "Throw him out," someone shouted. The man slowly turned to step off the bus. And that's when Ravi spoke. "Wait." The bus fell silent. Ravi reached into his own pocket, took out money, and paid the man's fare himself. "You can sit," he said gently. Some passengers rolled their eyes. Some shook their heads. One even muttered, "You're too soft. People will use you." Ravi didn't reply. He just drove. But inside, he was uneasy. Did I do the right thing? He wondered. Because kindness felt heavy that day, not light. The man sat quietly the whole ride. Before getting off, he walked to Ravi. "Thank you," he said softly. "I won't forget this." Ravi nodded politely. But honestly, he didn't think much of it. To him, it was just a small act. Life moved on. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. That winter morning became just another memory. Until one evening, everything changed. It was raining heavily. Roads were slippery. Visibility was low. Ravi's bus was running late. As he drove through a narrow street, a speeding truck suddenly swerved into his lane. Passengers screamed. Ravi tried to brake, but the bus skidded. It crashed into a roadside barrier. The impact was violent. Glass shattered. People panicked. Ravi's head hit the steering wheel hard. He was bleeding, dizzy, barely conscious. Sirens wailed in the distance. Rescue teams arrived quickly. Passengers were taken to nearby hospitals. Ravi was rushed into emergency surgery. He had lost a lot of blood. Doctors worked urgently. But there was a problem. He needed a rare blood type, and the hospital didn't have enough in stock. They began calling donors. Time was running out. Then suddenly, a man walked into the hospital reception. "I heard you need O-negative blood," he said. "I'm ready." He donated without hesitation. Hours later, Ravi's surgery was successful. His life was saved, but he had no idea who saved it. When Ravi finally regained consciousness, he saw a familiar face sitting beside his bed. It took him a moment to recognize him. It was the same man from the bus, the one who couldn't pay the fare. Ravi was stunned. "You?" The man smiled. "Yes. That day, you helped me when no one else would." He explained everything. His name was Armin. He had lost his job months earlier. He was struggling, barely surviving. That bus ride was the day he was going to job interview. And Ravi's kindness was the only reason he made it there. He got the job. Slowly, his life stabilized. "So when I heard about your accident," Armin said, "I came running. This was my chance to return your kindness." Ravi's eyes filled with tears. He had forgotten that small moment. But life hadn't. After recovery, Ravi returned to driving. But something inside him had changed. He no longer questioned kindness. Because now he knew, kindness doesn't always come back the same way. Sometimes it comes back as help. Sometimes as protection. Sometimes as life itself. He began greeting passengers more warmly, helping the elders board, encouraging others to be patient. And slowly, the mood inside his bus changed too. People smile more, helped each other more, all because one man chose kindness when it was hardest. So let me ask you something. How many times have you stopped yourself from being kind, just because someone didn't deserve it? How many times did ego win over empathy? The truth is, kindness isn't about who deserves it. It's about who you choose to be. Because every act of kindness creates a ripple you may never see fully. Just like Ravi, you might forget your good deed, but life won't. And one day, when you least expect it, it may come back and change everything. So when in doubt, choose kindness. It's rarely the wrong answer.